It's 1990, and you are wild at heart.
Maybe a little.
No, you're pretty calm.
I am pretty calm. I like to sit.
Oh,
especially at work.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we did.
I don't sit.
Yeah.
So we watched Wild at Heart.
The beginning was so cheesy.
Which part?
The fire.
Oh, yeah.
They said the flames, and there was like an orchestra in the background.
Yeah. Oh, right.
I'm just like, okay, I see what I'm in for. It was like one of those movies where like the beginning's like, oh boy, here we go.
Well, here's the thing. So like right away, it tells you it's a David Lynch movie. I'm like, this is going to be fucking weird.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just want to start off with 7th grade Brian, who was into Metallica and wore wrestling shirts every day, would have loved this movie.
Really?
Yes. And actually, you know what? Rewind. So I remember Brian loves this movie. So actually, I remember being at Kyle's house, and in his parents' like family room, his mom and dad were watching a movie, but they're like flipping channels. And I don't want to spoil it quite yet, but it showed a scene from this movie, and we're like, "Oh, what is this movie?
Yeah,
Holy shit, that's so brutal!"
Yeah,
we'll get to that. So, but yeah, so this movie I've known about, but I've never seen it, but I did know that one scene.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I've never seen it either before watching it for this.
Right. So, yeah. So in the credits, it says it's a David Lynch movie. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, the credits are over scenes of just fire and explosions, very Michael Bay-esque.
Right.
When I saw Crispin Glover, I popped.
So
I'm like Crispin Glover, exclamation points. Oh, I was so happy that he was going to be. I'm like, he better play a huge role. Like, I love Crispin Glover. I think he's a great actor. Because he plays what they need him to be.
Weird.
Exactly. He does a great job at it. He's a great job being weird.
You're my density.
He did such a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of big names in this. So
yeah. I was surprised. Based on a novel.
Yeah.
Yes. Laura Dern.
Yes.
From Jurassic Park.
Yes. Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
I did it.
Wilem Dafoe.
Yes.
Was her name?
And what was her name? Diane Ladd.
Yes. Yeah. That was the mom, right? Yeah.
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 Yes.
And the detective-y guy. Whatever his name was. What was his name?
Oh man. The detective guy.
Remember Diane Ladd, the mom?
Yeah.
She had Santos and the other guy.
16 Kid. Pretty in Pink, right?
Yeah, because he's I don't know his name, but he's in tons of stuff.
Yes,
he's like one of those like character actors.
Yes.
You know, he's
because that's solid gold. Sorry, we're drinking Founder's Solid Gold.
You guys have not had this yet, right?
No, correct.
Okay. Oh, we're doing round of the can. No Mr. Pouring. Look at this. Okay, well, let's go to town.
Yeah, don't drink in the mics.
Yes, I've been trying to watch that. I want the slurpy slurps. Oh, nice, refreshing.
Buzz beer.
So it just tastes like a cheap beer, right? Like Founder's high quality beer maker, but it's like their take on a cheap beer.
Yeah.
At least that's what I get from it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's a lager.
It's a lager.
So it opens up. They're like coming out of like this ballroom. I forget what 50 song is playing.
Yeah.
But
Chest hair makes another appearance.
Right.
Yes.
And the
Nicolas Cage's chest hair.
Nicolas Cage is walking down the stairs, and then the one dude is like, "I heard you were trying to get with so and so's mama."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ooh." He's like, "No, not cool." And then he fucking whips out a knife.
Yep.
And then metal music starts playing.
And that's why I wrote, you never give Cage an opening. You'd never do it because he took that guy down. Was it Billy Ray, like Honey Ray, or his name something?
I don't know,
probably something.
So it was fucking brutal, though.
Well, yeah, because he had him like the guy wasn't. You could tell by the beginning of the fight that Nicolas Cage, of course, is gonna take him out, but he doesn't stop.
Right.
Yeah.
He he
Like, I
stops him, but then
I thought it was gonna be a dream sequence.
Really?
Because he I forgot if he punches him or whatever, but basically like the dude falls down like this very long set of stairs. But then like I don't know, I feel like it's very like cliche in dreams where you're just like hitting someone over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're like dead, but you still just keep going.
He hits him.
So I was like, oh, he's probably gonna wake up, but
Yeah.
Nope. He's like mashing his head against the
throws him into the
banister.
wall.
yeah, he threw him in the
Throw him in the
wall,
wall.
which is way like extra.
Yep.
But
And then this shows him like he shows the dude laying on the ground and the back of his head.
Right.
There's just nothing that's open. You
Right.
just see inside.
And then it was amazing because there's like basically like a woman at the top of the stairs and she's obviously horrified.
Yeah.
And is that where like Nicolas Cage, he's like laying on the wall tired and it just points.
Because the mom, I don't know if she's horrified or more pissed. Because she paid that dude to kill.
Yeah.
Nicolas
Spoiler
Cage.
alert.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're listening to this, you might spoil some stuff.
Right.
And so, so and then he points up to her like, you're not gonna, like, it's not gonna be that easy.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Right.
And like, because you really don't know any of the story. It's just out of nowhere. Like, he just gets attacked by this guy and then he points at, Nicolas Cage points at her and just like, so she has something to do with this. You see Lula, which I remember her name because, and then she's the one that her and Nicolas Cage are like the ones that are like together.
Yes.
And at that time, she's 18. Like,
No, 20.
no. Because he,
right.
Yeah.
There's a time jump.
so at that time he's 18 and he's I don't know how old he is supposed to be.
I don't think they ever say his age.
No.
Yeah.
But then like she's Lula screaming like, oh, don't do it.
Right.
And then the mom up there is pissed. And then he's pointing and then jail.
Right.
Cuts to
It cuts to a scene where he's in jail, the bar slam, and then it cuts to another scene and it says 22 months and 18 days later.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Nick Cage calls Lula's house. The mom picks up the phone.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't you ever talk to Lula. I don't want to see you around here ever again. And, you know, he's just...
Another movie with accents.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes.
Yep. So then Nicolas Cage is waiting outside of jail. And Lula is there to pick him up.
Yep. Did you hear what he said when they went to drive away?
About the jacket.
No. You can say the jacket part if that's a thing.
Well, so and she's like, oh, I brought you something. And it's this fucking snakeskin jacket, which is glorious. And he goes, oh, baby, did I ever tell you this jacket represents my individuality and my personal belief in personal freedom? And she's like, 100 times. And I'm like, holy fuck, how are you two still together?
Yes. Fun fact.
Yes.
That was Nick Cage's actual jacket.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And after filming, he gave it to Laura Dern.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I read a couple like things about it, and I'm like, I'm like, that was super cool. But okay, so and then after the jacket, he gets in, and instead of just saying, okay, like go, or she just goes, he just goes, stab it and steer it. Like, hell yeah, stab it and steer it. Let's go. I'm just like, all right.
So then it cuts to they're headed to a motel, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of driving right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And I also feel I totally forget about oh no, it is in Firebird. Has there been a convertible in every single Nick Cage movie so far?
For the ones that had cars, yeah. Well, Boy in Blue.
There's cars in that, but I don't know. No, that's the car they fix up as a convertible. Because remember, they're like, it doesn't run yet.
No, Boy in Blue's the rowing movie.
Boy in Blue's a rowing one, yeah. And that was like 1800s.
That might be the one.
But boats are like convertibles.
They are.
They don't have roofs.
They're so smart.
Yeah,
so smart.
Also, we all realize that Laura Dern is also the girl from Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. At first, I'm just like, she looks like the lady from Jurassic Park.
Right.
And then I found out she was. And it was
So
great.
I was eating at Tokyo Pub in Schaumburg once, and there was a lady who I was convinced was Laura Dern. Here's the thing, though. So I took the picture, and I'm like, holy shit, Laura Dern's here. And I shared it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I didn't know it because I tagged the location. So now it's forever on Tokyo Pub's Facebook page of just this girl like sitting
That's
at a
awesome.
table. So if you go on their Facebook page, there's this Laura Dern looking lady.
That's great.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
I'm a creep.
No, it's fine. Now, during this Drive. This is when she talks about getting raped by
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Man, I'm all over the place.
No. So they have sex at the motel.
Yes.
More metal music.
Yes.
Okay.
Metal whoopee.
Yep.
And then after that, he's laying on the bed and he's balancing the radio on his feet.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Was that
that's
like
right.
a calf workout or what was he doing?
I don't know. He had like a rope too.
Yeah.
Like over it was like his feet, radio, then the rope over it, and he was holding it. I don't know. They probably just told him like, go ahead and like just do something.
Because then that's where Laura Dern is just like, yeah, my uncle, but it's not really her uncle.
Right.
No, it was her dad's business partner.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it cuts to like that happening, but not really happening.
Just the aftermath.
Yeah. And she's got blood on her mouth.
Right.
Which I don't know. He must have hit her maybe. And then I don't know. The dude zipped up his pants. And I just love how it was kind of, I don't love, but it was just glossed over. Like, and Nicolas Cage in the bed, like, he's like, He's like, yeah, that kind of sucked. And she's like, yeah, it was a horrible part of my life.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, right. So then it flashes back to the ballroom scene again. And then it kind of foreshadows that the mom, I guess it was kind of her ill intentions to like talk to Nicolas Cage. He's like, you ever want
I don't think it went completely in depth.
No.
Yeah, but it kind of like
you ever want your girlfriend, mama? Oh boy.
Yeah.
And then just to even like further prove that this is a David Lynch movie, I wrote down within the first 10 minutes, there's a murder scene, a sex scene, and a rape scene.
Right.
All time in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also, so they kept on saying about Laura Dern's character, like, she's only 20 years old.
Yeah.
And like, I thought she looked older. So I looked it up. She was 23.
So, well, look at her.
So she was 26 when she did Jurassic Park.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
She seemed much older in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Not just how she looks, like how she acted. Like she like. Good job.
So Lula's mom's all awake. She's like, hey, she's all awake. And he's like, oh, I don't want none of this.
Yeah.
Anyways, so then it flashes back to.
They're with Lula's mom now, right?
I think they're back at the motel.
Okay. It did a lot of motel flashback, flashback at this part.
And this is where when they, after the original flashback and they're back in the motel, this is where I notice I'm like, okay, he's doing this really weird Elvis impression.
Yes. Yeah. I wrote down the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, ... Nick Cage is doing Elvis.
Yeah.
It seemed like they just were like, okay, just try to fit Elvis in every once in a while.
And I'm pretty sure in real life, Nick Cage is a big Elvis fan.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this movie, it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a little on the nose.
Yeah.
So then another flashback. I think that's when they're talking in the stall.
Was it that early in the movie?
I don't remember.
I think that was later in the movie. That was definitely, I think that was, let me see.
But I do know that the club with the heavy metal band is coming up.
Yes. So they go back to the motel again and they want to go dancing.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking they're going to go to a club.
Yes.
They're going to, some like just like swing music, dance, whatever. So just like some dance. Yeah, exactly. Well, the way they dress, you think it's going to be some like 50s like music to dance to. Mm-hmm. No. And I thought Nicolas Cage was going to kick a handful of people because like he came like within inches of kicking people in the face in this. I was just like, oh god, did anyone die?
That was a theme of this movie. Is like the whole joke with Seinfeld is like Elaine couldn't dance, like she didn't have rhythm.
Yeah,
but like Nicolas Cage in this movie, his dance move, his go-to is just like. Like when a little kid is like by his pants, like, "Hey, mom, look how high I can kick." That's what he's doing.
It's like, well, what's that kind of like? It's like thrash.
Yeah.
There's like the thrash dancing.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing.
They're like slam dancing.
That's something of slam dancing.
Or fighting invisible bees.
Yeah.
So the band. So the band is Power Mad.
Yes, I looked it up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I looked it up. Funnier story. I've seen Power Mad. So
Awesome.
Power Man actually played it last year's Dark Lord Day. And here's the other thing. On top of that, I want to do it, but I was working today. I forget who puts it out, but there's a beer. It might be Three Floyds, but it's called the Mad Axeman, and it's named after Todd Haig, who is either the guitarist or the singer in Power Mad.
That's super
So I
cool.
wanted to grab that beer.
Yeah.
But,
Well, look
That'd
at
be
you.
Very
Yeah.
relevant.
and
Oh,
the
God.
drummer in Power Mad is Dirk Van Buren, who's in Soil or Soil Work. Big old nerd. Like, dude, if you see him, you would think a Stiff Breeze would blow him away.
Really?
Yeah.
Big nerd. But he was on the Bards to Hell that I was on.
Oh.
That's a metal cruise ship where they have 40 metal bands on a cruise ship. I was working. I wouldn't pay for it. It was very expensive. But yeah, he's a big old dork. But he was the drummer in that band.
It's super neat.
So
It's like your Kevin
if
Bacon.
you ever need, actually, I am connected to Kevin Bacon. So hold on. So Kevin Bacon, his son is in a metal band. Fuck, what's their name? But the metal band recently did a tour with Mayhem, who I drum tech for.
Yeah.
So I have my own 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Look at
That's
you.
what I did it in 3 degrees.
Well, I watched Tremors, which has Kevin Bacon, and that's how I have my degree with him. So how about you?
I ate bacon.
Only thing I can think of is Joan Cusack's kids have shopped at the store where I work at.
Well,
So I'm
look at you.
sure Joan Cusack has worked with someone who worked with someone who worked with Kevin Bacon. So
Huh.
Who's Kevin Bacon married to? It's someone famous.
Mrs. Bacon.
Oh my god! No, it's someone famous enough to where she kept her last name.
Well, we need Mr. Tech Nerd.
I suppose I can look that up.
Yes.
There's a laptop right here.
So Power Mad is playing. Well, Chris is looking that up.
And that I have to say that was like, okay.
Kira Sedgwick.
There you go.
What's she from?
I don't know.
Best for his starring role as deputy chief, blah, 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 in the TNT crime drama, The Closer.
Yes,
You sure that's right?
I know.
No, hold on. This is gonna bug me. No, because his kid is it Kevin Bacon?
He just said Kira Sedgwick.
No, I know, but
Wow, they've been married since 1988. Good for them.
love rules.
Yeah,
Oh.
seriously, it's like Tom Hanks with what's her face. He's been married to for like
Oh,
30
yeah,
years. Yeah. Which I'm sorry I mentioned Tom Hanks because I have a friend that does not like him.
How do you not like Tom Hanks?
He does not.
He's
I don't
a
know.
damn good guy.
I don't know. That's why
Him and
I
John
always
Goodman.
send him
They just
like
seem like good
I
guys.
send him like Tom Hanks gifts. He gets so mad at me.
Good.
This is gonna bug me.
Oh boy.
Should I look up Kevin Bacon's son?
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna.
Oh, son's band.
Yeah.
Black Anvil?
Yes, Black Anvil.
Oh, well.
Wait, is that right? No, that's right. That's gotta be right.
Black metal band called Black Anvil?
Yeah.
His son's name is Travis Bacon.
Right. I am Travis Bacon. Supposedly the band's good. I don't know.
There you go.
Anywho.
Okay,
sorry.
Mom got stabbed in the stare. Let's go.
So then while they're dancing, some guy starts dancing with Lula.
Yes.
Yes.
Nick Cage does not like that at all.
Not at all.
And he proceeds to beat the shit out of the guy, right?
Yeah, he beat him up, but not like he did to the guy in the beginning. He
Right.
kind of just like says, "Okay, boom, take you down," and then he's like forces him.
There's one thing that's, I think it was kind of cool because it just reminded me of like something from comic books like Punisher or something. But like when he's like about to pick the fight with the guy, he like, throws his cigarette on the ground like a cool guy. And then he punches him, I think, and the guy lands on the cigarette.
That's
and it
right.
breaks his hand. I was
Yeah,
like,
that was
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool. It's like he planned it.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, right before that moment, when they're all like dancing and slam dancing,
Yeah.
there's a guy who goes across the frame and he's just crawling on all fours on the dance floor. I was like, I've never seen that at a metal concert.
No.
Like that was his thing.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the reptile. It's the crawling guy. Oh god. So then after that,
Well, he forces the guy to apologize to Lula.
Right.
And Lula's like, oh, you just picked the wrong girl. Like, if you
Right.
would have done that to another girl, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
and then another real David Lynchian moment. He's like, you know that one song, and he points at, and the
Yes.
band knows this song, and he starts singing. I forget what.
Love
song.
Me.
It's not Love Me Tender.
No, it's Love Me. I looked it up. It's called Love. Well, that's when I looked it up. It was called Love Me by
Elvis.
And I.
Well, that's it. He's like, you guys sound like E. I was like, what?
Oh, we missed.
What?
And before that, Lula's mom is talking to that Johnny guy, the detective.
Oh yeah, she does the weird.
Yeah. And that's when
right.
they did the sexy peekaboo.
Right. You're right. You're right.
And then that she's like, there's this guy called Santos. That's what they mentioned him. And he's like an assassin. He can hire assassins and stuff.
Yes.
And that's where she's like, oh, should we call Santos? And this guy's like, no, we don't need to get him involved.
Right.
He's dangerous. He'll kill everyone type thing.
Uh-oh.
And then this is my okay. And then germs. And then so he makes her promise not to call Santos.
Right.
He's like, I'll take care of it because he's this crazy detective that's really good at it. And you could tell that she is only using him for her benefit.
Right.
Like she's like going for a kiss and then she's like, oh, no tongue. Like that kind of like, oh, give me a kiss. Give me
my
my lips. Yeah, little hug. Like little things that she's okay with.
Which actually, she said no tongue. I don't want to mess up my lipstick.
Yeah.
Which is really funny considering the scenes later in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Anyways, which made me, one of these scenes made me laugh out loud. But anyways,
I just love the whole the sexy peekaboo part when he's like, and when he's sitting there just like shaking. Like how old is he? He's got to be like
80,000 years old.
Yes. Well, he's he's a little kid. Like, oh my God, mommy peekaboo, like that kind of thing. I was like, okay, well, have a good time.
So Nick Cage does this karaoke thing where he's singing and the band knows the song already.
And I wrote, Brian popped for Elvis because I remember playing Elvis, I think it was in the ghetto.
Yeah.
For you? I just played out of nowhere.
Yes.
And you were like, hey!
Dude,
like Elvis! And then when I saw that, it was out of nowhere for me.
Right.
So I'm like, it's a Brian moment.
I like Elvis.
Yeah.
And that was weird because they bust out into this Elvis moment. And the audio, you hear screaming girls.
It's like Elvis performing, like the audience screaming type thing.
Yeah. But all the women in the background, they're just standing there.
Well, they're kind of ooh, like that, but they're not screaming. They're kind of like fawning.
It doesn't match the audio at all.
It doesn't match the audio, no. Now, do we know if that's his real voice?
I believe so.
It is.
Because I thought it was, because I'm like, man, he's got a pretty good voice.
Right.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh, boy. So then it cuts to motel again. Another whoopee scene. Mm-hmm. One of the more strange pieces of dialogue.
The smoking?
No. So they're in each other's embrace, and then she goes, "You remind me of my dad."
And he's like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
Like, almost like that's neat.
And it was so weird.
Like your nose just looks just like his, and you're this like this, and
Right,
this like
and then
this.
something about women boobs and something. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't like it.
And then I think now that's when they talk about the smoking. After that, because they don't talk about what happened to her dad yet. I'm positive because I wrote the smoking part first.
No, that's when they do talk about her dad.
Yeah,
well, yeah, but I think it must be that it's got the same scene. Because I just know that she started smoking. I think she said she was taking cigarettes from her mom.
Right.
When she was, 10? 9 or 10? And that's when Nick Cage's like, oh, I've been smoking since I was 4.
Yeah. Yep.
Marlboros.
Oh, cowboy killers.
Yeah, he's like, from my mom. I'm just like I smoked, I haven't had a cigarette in, 8.
You talking about you?
Yeah, I used to smoke.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't had
You
one.
don't strike me as a smoker.
11 years.
Damn.
I quit cold turkey.
Nice.
No more cigarettes, but I started
Well,
very
you
young.
quit cold turkey, but did you quit smoking?
Yes.
Fuck you, Bram.
No, it's super tough to quit. Because I know, because I was like, man, 4. Like I didn't start when I was 4, but I did start when I was younger. I'm just like, Jesus, like 4 years old. I know it's a movie, but like, when
I know these people aren't real, but
yeah, but maybe just saying it's just like because I know there's.
All I can think of is that
I'm
video.
sure there's people out there that started
I just think
smoking
of
that young.
that Indian video with that little tiny. He's got to be a midget. He's like, and he's smoking, and then he's like,
Yes!
Yeah, see?
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, and he
Oh,
starts
it's
doing
such a good video. He's dancing.
Yeah,
He's like popping. He's not mocking it though. He's just popping. Yeah.
Right.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I've seen it tons of times.
Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right.
But yeah, so then she's talking about like, something about like her daddy dumping kerosene, and then it's just a random guy.
Yeah,
on
I
fire.
just wrote Jesus a kerosene death.
Yes.
She said he poured the kerosene on himself and lit himself on fire.
Yes.
And I was like I figured, I'm like, that's what happened. I'm like, oh my God. Well, I think because it's a David Lynch movie.
Right.
So I'm just like, okay, well, that's how someone died. That makes complete sense because it's a David Lynch movie.
yeah.
Yep. Next scene, we find out the mom hires Santos to kill Nick Cage.
Yes. And you can tell she's not very like into Santos too much. Like she has Santos there, but he's not
as close as you could be to some.
Well, the guy who ever played Santos, which I read also, the guy that played Santos, he got hired on the day before. So they picked him. Next day, he did that scene. So I'm just like, he did a great job. Did a great job. The guy, he was creepy as hell. That Santos guy.
Creepy as all get up.
As all get up.
And then Santos talks to the guy on the super low toilet.
Yes. He's pooping with tea.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's a random chick just with a top
Topless,
off.
yeah.
Well,
just dancing in the toilet while I was pooping.
Well, and the reveal was awesome because Santos calls up this guy and just like shows the other guy. It's pretty close up. It just like his face, serious phone call.
What's his name, Mr.
And then I think they're still on the phone, but like, it like zooms out a little bit and he's on the toilet talking. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then zooms out a little bit more and then he's drinking tea.
Yes.
I was like,
I'm like, this is getting.
there's just a naked woman there for no
just
reason.
Dancing.
So,
so then it's more, so it's more driving, I believe. Oh, wait.
There is driving. And because I have a note that they have the windshield wipers on, like it's raining, but the top is down.
Oh, I didn't even catch that part. Because they're headed towards New Orleans.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, this is about the time that they're like getting into city limits. Because remember when they pulled into like they're like driving in the New Orleans streets and like did you see that part where like you see the car go down and you see the two guys walking?
Yes, and the guy going
yes. And the one guy's just walking like yeah,
because the one guy's just going goo ooh, ooh, and the other guy's like dig that crazy jam.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why we hang out.
It was so weird.
I'm just happy because you give me drugs.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then
Sex montage.
No, they're at the jazz club next, right? Because then there's the guy at the bar with the really weird voice for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm like,
well, he
okay.
does because they're doing the trumpets, and they're like, there's like, some people that do that noise that sounds like the trumpet, the jazz trumpet.
Okay.
So he did it. He like pointed and he did that noise, and they're like, oh, he's like mimicking the trumpet. Cool.
Yep.
But then he starts talking about some weird stuff, and they're both just like, all right.
Like I want to know.
That was even too weird for them.
Yeah.
Right. But I just want to know the point or the significance of.
Oh, I can tell you. David Lynch.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Moving on.
And then.
Sex montage.
No, not yet. Damn it. And then. I just want to talk about the sex montage.
There were multiple.
No.
It wasn't just one.
Because then they're like at a sidebar and he's talking about his old fling, the girl with the orange pants. And she's like, ooh, you talking so dirty.
Yes.
And then, but then he's like, yeah, we went up to her room and she had her legs spread, and there's like assault weapons all over the bed.
It was very. He really let into it. He's like, she was beautiful. She was this. She was that. She brought me in.
Right.
We kissed.
Right.
And then he didn't say anything about the weapons in the room. About the. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said all the stuff. And then he's like, and then she's like, don't think I'm gonna suck you. Don't think I'm gonna suck you. I'm just like, okay. And then when she's laying down. She was spread eagle, and what'd she say? I forget what she said. She was I popped. I laughed when she said it.
I don't remember.
She's like eat this what was it? God, it was so weird. You know what I'm talking about?
You're right.
Yeah. God, it was so stupid.
Right.
It was so, right. What?
I was more concerned with a random assault rifle.
Well, he's like, I kept on putting my hand between her legs, and she liked it. And I'm like, well, okay. It's like she liked it.
And
That's
then
all that matters.
And then there's fucking.
Yes. There were multiple sex montages throughout the entire movie. It was broken. It would like something happened, and then they would be in a hotel getting it on, and then something happened, and then getting it on again. Yeah. Just crazy. And then what Lula would be constantly saying, "You know me. You know what I need. Like exactly what I want at the time I need it." And blah blah blah. And Nick was like, "I know I do."
Right.
And it's just like.
And then like they're talking something about bad ideas, and there's this real quick. I laughed hard. It's just like she's like, yeah, bad ideas, and it cuts to the one shot. It's like, you see, and it's the mom. Lipstick. Just lipstick. Is she screaming too?
I think at the beginning. The beginning, she was like, something like that. But like,
but it's just like the way she's like smearing the lipstick all over her face.
Her entire face was red. Hands were red. Now. Yeah, so that's like because that's when she knew what she did with Santos was not a good idea because
and it's also it might be right before that scene. Is that where Lula tells the story about Dell?
No, that's next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because then she talks about her uncle Dell, who really liked Christmas so much that they called him Christmas Dells.
Right. Wait, when did Santos call
Jingle Dells or something like that?
When did the guy that Santos called? Mr. Reindeer.
Yes.
So when did he call the assassins? Did that happen already?
Mr. Reindeer had the dinner party before the sex montage.
Okay, so we passed that part. Remember when he said Santos was talking and he tells Santos, okay, write down what you need and put the silver dollars for how many things you want me to do.
Right.
So Santos puts the letter like through a mail slot into the door into the guy's house and with like $2 silver.
Right.
And that's when Mr. Reindeer contacts this one. You always see is her her shadow, but you could tell that she's like something's going on.
Right.
Yeah. And then the other guy, the other person, I guess you say he contacts, you just don't know who it is. It just shows a house. And you're just like, okay, well, we know who one person is at least. We just don't know who the other silver dollar is going to.
Right.
So that's what happens before all that stuff. So that's fit in.
Her uncle Dale, right?
Her uncle Dale, yeah.
Yep.
Dale or Dell?
Dell, Christmas Dell, Jingle Dells. Anyways, but they're talking about like how
dude, you're getting a Dell. Woo! 2000? Oh,
maybe 1999.
Yeah, you're getting a Dell.
Oh boy. So they're essentially talking about how he's fucking batshit crazy, and who else to play someone who's batshit crazy than Crispin Glover? I can kick.
It was.
And there was the one thing where like he's like trying to reach like the one rubber glove.
Yes. Like, because the aliens had the black glove. Of course.
Well, it is very first scene in the movie is him dressed in a Santa outfit in the bathroom screaming.
Yes. It's because his mom told him that it's not Christmas yet. Of course. It's understandable. I'd be upset too if I didn't know that.
Good God.
Crispin Glover.
What? Nothing else really happened.
No, that was it. Yeah. And that was one of the best parts of the movie. Because Crispin Glover is insane.
Yes.
And it is just, he only does movies, from what I understand. He only does movies for and gets the money from them to do his own projects. Have you ever seen the Clowny Clown Clown video?
No, and I think I've heard, or maybe.
I will show both of you after this, the Clowny Clown Clown music video.
I feel like I'm going to hate it.
People listening, go to YouTube, Crispin Glover Clowny Clown, or just Clown. Watch the video. And then you can thank me as much as you'd like.
Or not at all.
No, you will thank me. Or not at
So
all.
then,
Or not at all.
after that, they're driving through they gas up, and the one guy, I don't know if he works there, but the one guy's
Just
like,
the guy sitting out in front. Yeah. Just regular
just
dude.
clapping.
I liked that part.
It was all right.
Yeah. Well, compared to the rest of the movie, that was it was normal. It just seemed normal to me. Like he's just.
I
sitting
feel
up
like
there
your
listening to
priorities
music.
are a little.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You're like, I like Crispin Glover. I like when that one guy's dancing. And
Well, because I know what to expect from Crispin Glover.
right.
So that's why I like that. But then that brought it back down.
Right.
Like Crispin Glover, that's its own thing. I knew what to expect. I knew what was going to happen when he was on there. It didn't shock me
Sure.
because I knew what Crispin Glover. And this part was just a nice addition
Right.
because it just showed just a part of their life that was going on
Right.
where there was no craziness. They were just getting gas. She was just like flirting with this guy in front of the store. No one died. He didn't go kill the guy. It was just normal. And it was nice to see something like that because that was really the only time throughout the movie that it was down, that was normal. What else was
Really
there?
thought this through.
Hey, listen, bro.
Whoa, hey.
I got some smarts up there. Well, not really smarts, but I just see things sometimes.
Wait. Did you say you see things?
It's called The Sixth Sense.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it. I see dead people all the time.
Oh God, what are those videos
I
called?
say we're about to start a ASMR channel here on YouTube.
I can't stand them.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, what do you think?
I'm like, oh God, the mouth noises. Oh, I'm like,
well, and the other words is when they do it on the mic, it's like,
yeah, I'm like,
oh, stop that.
I could leave, it doesn't matter to me. Hey, by the way. Oh, it looks like you ripped it, but you didn't. See, I told Sorcerer, I told you.
Inconceivable. So
Is this?
yeah, so she's like, hey, do you want me to drive? He's like, oh, the hell, that's a good idea.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they're driving, and she can't,
radio.
Yeah, she can't find any music. It's like all doom and gloom, kind of like today. Am I right?
Oh.
And then she's like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Find me some music right now.
Yeah, and then dance off.
Well, and did anything notice the awesome flip that he does out of the car?
That was pretty sweet.
Dude, he did an awesome.
He's in the back seat. And he grabs like the edge of the car from the back seat of the convertible, and he just like a front flip.
Yeah.
And his feet go boom and he lands. He lands.
His feet go boom.
His feet go boom. I'm like watching. I'm like, he's gonna fall. And
Dude, he
sticks
landed.
it.
He stuck the landing.
He stuck it. I'm just like 10 out of 10, Nick Cage.
Yep.
Did it.
So yeah, they're doing this random because I assume it's Power Mad again.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're like slam dancing like in the middle of the desert.
as high as he can.
Middle of the desert, nothing around him, and they're just slam dancing.
Right. And then they're driving in the middle of the night, and then
The Wreck.
hold on. Chris Isaac is playing.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic.
game?
Yes.
And then they come across the car accident.
Which did not need to be in the movie at all.
Right.
It really didn't. I tried thinking like, what from that? Like, because I thought it might have been a trick by the assassins that are coming to get him. I thought it was something. It just was an accident.
I must say, so the girl that they find who's still alive,
That part was.
she played a concussed person very well.
That was very convincing. I was like, because I'm just like, Mike, like this is kind of like. I felt uncomfortable watching it. I really felt
David Lynch did his job.
Yeah,
or that lady did.
Well, yeah. This part, like,
I think you should act concussed.
well,
Good job.
you know what you're expecting.
Cut. Sorry.
You know what you're expecting from a David Lynch movie. You know what's going to happen, but like she did such a good job at it. It was almost like you forgot you were watching like a movie.
Right.
You were actually watching somebody that was concussed and didn't know what was happening.
Right.
And just from like how they found her to the end of it, I was like, geez.
Yep.
Like that was intense.
You must have been gone camping because they're intense. So then after that, Lula's mom's boyfriend, Johnny, then he gets killed. Right?
No.
Who's Johnny? Wait.
Johnny is the old detective. You're right.
Yeah,
there.
John's the old detective. That's when he's at a hotel and he's taught Len and the mom calls. Mm-hmm. And it's first she's like, oh, I need to tell you. She has a lipstick and all over her face. She's like, I need to tell you something, but I can't tell you over the phone. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come down there. I'll be there tomorrow. This is the flight, all this stuff. And he's like, excuse me. He's like, just tell me. She's like, no. And then that's when the next day she gets down there and then they go out to eat and she's saying, oh, we have to leave now. We can't stay. Right. Because Santos is coming. Right. She knows Santos can mess everyone up. Right. And so she's boom, all this stuff. And then there was a part where they leave the restaurant and she's like, okay, let's pack. We got to get out of here. And he's like, he walks her to her room and the door open. And I remember he's like, ooh, I see you got a king size bed. Too bad we're leaving because we could have had some fun. And she's like, ha. But she could tell she's like, no, we wouldn't have, you know? And she's like, okay, I'll meet you downstairs, in whatever minutes. Right. Go to your room and get ready. We'll leave. That's when he starts walking. And that's when Santos. It wasn't Santos that grabbed him.
Yeah, it was one of his henchmen or something.
Yeah, really? Yeah. Remember it was the chick with the limp and then the two guys?
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's who got him. And that's when she goes downstairs and was waiting for... Mm-hmm. Does that happen right away?
And then Santos is down there?
Yeah. Because she's yelling at the guy, which I loved because the hotel was run by guys that had to be at least 65 or older.
Yes.
It was like everyone had a cane or a walker. Right. I'm just like, I want to stay at that hotel.
Right. So then
I also thought it was funny because around that, so the mom and Santos are talking. Yes. And I started laughing because he starts talking in the third person. So he says, Santos wants to wipe away those tears.
Yeah. Well, that's when, I guess, so supposedly Johnny, whoever wrote a note that he said he was going fishing and buffalo hunting.
Right.
That's why he wasn't down there.
Right.
But he was actually kidnapped by the henchmen.
Yeah.
And she kept on saying to Santos, you didn't kill him because Santos wants him out. He wants him out because he wants her, the mom.
Yes.
Because they both want the mom. So Santos takes him out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So the henchmen, and I thought that was a really weird kidnap scene.
Yeah.
That was really
when they reveal
weird.
that Johnny's at the weird place.
Yes. On that the one guy with the glasses, he's from the Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come out to play. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're driving. They arrive in Big Tuna.
Yes. Big Tuna.
If Big Tuna, Texas is a real place, I want to live there.
Seriously. I like the name.
So then Nick Cage stops at an old friend's place. And it turns out, well, you can kind of tell because the old friend looks exactly like the one assassin girl with the weird cane.
With the cane,
They both have unibrows and they're both weird looking. And he's like, does anyone have a contract to kill me? And she's like, no. And you're like, okay. And he's like, okay, I believe you.
Yeah, dummy. We promised each other.
Right.
It's like, yeah, okay.
And then they leave. And then they go to a hotel.
Yes. Were they trailers or rooms?
Yeah,
because on the outside they look. Well, on the outside, remember when they were sitting on the outside?
Right.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a
trailer park.
Yeah, I mean it was just a recreational.
Yeah,
area.
I'm just wondering where they were. I couldn't really understand.
Just a motel.
Yeah. No, I didn't realize you were an expert.
They're all hanging on that little park area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure everyone there is inbred.
Mm-hmm. They were all each person had something wrong with them. It's like, remember that guy they just brought?
Right.
This guy's a rocket scientist.
Yeah. I have a dog who barks, but you don't know what kind of dog it is.
You pictured him in your mind, but I didn't tell you what kind of dog he was. Right. And I'm just like, what's happening? Yep. What's going on?
And it's also at this time, there's a bunch of No. I'm just going to comment on the terrible mustaches.
Okay.
Everyone has terrible mustaches.
Okay.
Why? What were you going to say?
I'm just waiting for.
This is also where we're introduced to. What's his name?
Bobby Peru.
Yes.
Yeah. Before that, though. So at the trailer park, there's lots of Wizard of Oz references.
Throughout the whole movie,
Yeah.
there were lots.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this like a Wizard of Oz type play or something?
And then
I want to incorporate Wizard of Oz.
well, and I'm curious if that was a David Lynch thing or if that's in the original novel.
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Because it seemed weird for a film to reference a film, but for a book to reference a
Right.
film makes a little bit more sense for some reason.
Yeah.
And also, it was like super quick, like a second. But when they're all hanging out at the trailer park, and I think it's kind of towards the end, we're like, all right, we're gonna head back. There's this guy who's like dressed like a magician who like does like little like flame thing with his hand and then just walks away.
Yeah, that was before. That was after he did. That one guy was like, "You picture my dog."
Oh, was
guy,
that right after
That's
that guy?
when he said his like last line.
Yeah.
and the guy did, and all the guys like behind him are like, "Ooh." It's like, oh well, there you go. Then Bobby Peru, which he does a fantastic job playing Bobby Peru. Wilem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I
like William Dafoe.
I like him a lot too. That like out of everybody, he played his character fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
You knew that this guy was from the beginning was a psycho.
wonder-
They talked about Vietnam at
I
that
wonder
time.
how many films into his career this is.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I could look it up quickly.
So then they go back. Then it flashes to like the next morning.
Well, no, hold on.
Yes.
Remember when they were like he had the tattoo of the Marines on his.
Oh, right.
And that's where he's like
Right.
when that's when Nick Cage was like, "Oh, you were in the Marines, I see." And the guy's like, "Yeah, for a bit." And he's like, "I was in whatever." And then the other guy was like, "Yeah, that place had a lot of women and children." To make it seem like Bobby Peru was like killing women and children.
Oh.
And that's when Bobby's like, "You were on a boat. You don't talk about it like that. And the guy was like, "Oh, so, like,
Right.
he kind of backed off." And that's when Bobby and the other guy was like, "Hey, Bobby, why don't you have a drink, some Jack?"
Yeah.
And his woman was like, "Don't mind if I do." And then he
Yeah.
just drank a couple shots of Jack Daniels, and then he's like, "Well, I gotta get out of here," and he just left.
Right.
And I was just like, Bobby Peru and his
teeth? Yeah.
Oh, so I read that he like worked on his smile
He didn't
to make it like perfect.
Gummy?
Yeah, to make it
very
look like
gummy smile.
Yeah, and as he worked on it like that. Well, because the teeth were only like little baby teeth.
Right,
yeah.
So he did it so perfect.
Yeah. So then,
no, yeah.
it's-
Okay, they leave.
It's the next day, and oh no, she's like, oh, I don't feel good.
She that's when she just threw up in the room. Yeah.
And there's like fucking maggots in her puke or
Yeah,
something
well, I don't
like
know why-
that.
Just to go back a little bit. So by the time Wilem Dafoe is in this movie, he's already kind of a star. He had already done Platoon.
Oh wow.
Oh
He
yeah.
had already
of
done
course.
Last
Duh.
Temptation of Christ, Mississippi Burning. Yeah, so he was already like,
I've never
Yeah.
seen Last Temptation of Christ
I haven't seen. It's funny because I've seen the other two.
I've seen it.
or Mississippi Burning.
You haven't?
No.
You like it, I think. Or not, whatever.
So tough. So then it's like the next day, he's like, oh, and like I don't know, for some reason I already kind of knew what was going on. But she's like, I got something to tell you, but I can't say it out loud. And he's like, say it out loud.
Yeah. It was like a couple minutes of,
Right.
like, I can't say it. Well, why can't you say it? Well, I can't say it. Well, why can't you say it?
We should mention this movie's 2 hours long. Yeah. I think they could have probably cut down on that.
Yep.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Tops.
The movie could have been.
No, I'm just. Well, if you took out the sex montages,
Right.
and then take out some of the driving scenes. 'Cause some of the driving scenes really didn't do much. Yeah, I'd say because everything else seemed
They
important.
do replay the rape scene quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Because like I said, they did jump back and forth between stuff, but you didn't need to see it.
So she writes down that she's pregnant.
Yes.
And immediately Nick Cage lights up two cigarettes.
Yes. Yes.
And then
Close call.
he, where does he go?
He sits there for a bit.
Yeah, but then there's another scene. Is he like working on the car or something? Or
Yeah, changing the oil or whatever.
Yeah, because then while he's away, William Dafoe shows up, and he's like, "I gotta use your pisser," or what's he saying? I gotta hit the head.
Yeah.
Or something like
I got
that.
piss on your head or something.
Yeah. This was another very uncomfortable part.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
No.
Yeah, so after because after he pisses,
Yeah, and she does not want him there. She does not want him in the room at all.
Right.
At all. And he's like, he comes in, he's like, oh, where's Sailor? Yeah. Sorry, Nick Cage's name is Sailor.
Right.
And I don't think we said that.
Yeah.
And and she's like, oh, he's fixing whatever. And like, so he uses the bathroom.
And a little bit of trivia: Wilem Dafoe actually peed in that scene.
Oh.
He had a whole bunch of water.
How about that?
But
Good for him.
afterwards, they end the scene. They yell cut. Then he found out that wasn't a working toilet, so someone had to clean it out.
That's fantastic. Well, that's what happens.
He's also wearing a sweet jacket in the scene too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the little tassels or
With the
whatever.
fringe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's that really awkward, cringy scene. It goes on a little too long.
He gets very rapey.
Yes.
Very rapey.
And I can't tell if she ends up liking it or not.
I don't.
Okay, I had the same reaction.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly. I don't know if because at first she doesn't at all, but then his hands start going places, and then she seems to kind of get into it a little bit, and then he keeps on telling her to say, and then she finally says it very quietly, and then he backs off like immediately. He's like, maybe next time, baby, or something like that, and then she's just like,
there's lots of close-ups of his fucked up teeth.
Yes. And like it completely like just destroyed her like head.
Right.
Because he's doing this and all of a sudden he's like, no, and leaves.
Yeah.
And it was very very cringy.
So then Wilem Dafoe goes and gets drinks with Nick Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got a proposition for you.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, we should fucking rob a bank.
Yeah.
Like how much?
A feed store?
Yeah.
It was a feed store.
Is it a feed store?
Yeah.
Feed store.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And they have 5K, I think they said.
5K.
Right. It was 5K. Yeah,
Tops. It might not be 5K all.
Right. So then he's like, yeah, I think how much money, He's like, how much money do you have? He's like,
$40.
$40.
Yeah, between the both of them. Yeah.
Right. So then he's like, yeah, meet me tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. or something like that. So then he goes back to the motel room.
And she's like, have you been drinking?
Right.
I had a couple beers.
Yep. And he has that sweet underwear.
Yes. Yes. That was fantastic. When that happened, he put his pants off and you had like the strap on the side. And it's like, all right.
That's weird.
I don't know what that was.
I know. It was like a weird Speedo.
It wasn't a Speedo, but not briefs either. It was a weird in between.
It was very strange.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It was like a weird loincloth.
Yep.
That's
part of the movie.
Once again, I think your priorities are. And then this is where we find out that Bobby Peru.
Well, no. I don't
You
think
don't even
so.
know what I'm going to say.
Well, because this happened first, I think, is when she's like, oh, I don't want you doing anything with Bobby Peru. And he's like, she said that to Nicolas Cage. She's like, I don't trust him. I don't want you doing that. And he's like, I'm not doing anything with him. And she he's laying down. He's like, I need to get to sleep. And then she starts crying in bed. Like she's laying next to him, like crying, and like just like, oh, like, are you gonna do this? You're gonna do this, do this.
Right.
And
He's a black angel.
Yeah, and you could tell like he's like fighting. Nick Cage is like, oh, should I not? And he's like, deal with it. And then the next
He's
day,
an internal struggle.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And then the next day, where'd he go?
Right. And then this is also where we find out that Bobby Peru's dating Unibrow, the sister of the assassin.
Well, he says he is. We don't really know if he is, but he says he is.
Right.
Because he's just like, oh, this is my girlfriend.
Right.
But whatever. But we forgot to mention earlier what happened to Johnny.
Wait.
When Johnny got kidnapped?
Yeah, Johnny's the old detective.
Right.
We didn't say what happened to him.
Because basically he was being held by...
Being held by the chick with the cane and the limp.
Right.
And then the two dudes.
Right.
And then she hit her and then one dude just start making out and she's going crazy. And then he's like, you have 10 seconds. And he stands behind her and then she's counting and she's getting all hot and worked up.
Right.
Like she's going to bang the other dude.
Right.
And then he finally gets to 10 and then Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
Man, why don't I remember that?
I don't know. That's a very prominent scene.
The movie's kind of all over the place, and all the characters are fucking weird. And
but that was what we just missed earlier.
Right.
But yeah, so we know Johnny now has been
right.
Yeah.
So Unibrow and Bobby are dating. Then it's the next morning where Nick Cage is He's pacing around outside. He's like, should I? Shouldn't I?
Yeah, back and forth. He's like, he's gonna leave. He comes back. Leave, come back.
And then he starts walking away, and all of a sudden he hears the car pull up, and then that's where the one chick who he's like, hey, you got to tell me if there's a hit on me. Oh, there's not a hit on you. She's driving. He's like,
what are you doing here?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and that's when he's like, oh, that's my girlfriend.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm just like, I don't think that's his girlfriend. Yeah, I just think that they're both assassins.
So they drive to the feed store.
Yes.
Pantyhose on their head.
If there's anything that could accentuate Wilem Dafoe's teeth, it's those fucking pantyhose.
Yeah.
So then
that's what, and Nick Cage says multiple times, no one gets hurt. No one gets hurt. No one gets hurt.
So they go in there.
So remember, he gives Cage a gun too.
Yes.
So Cage has got the gun.
Bobby's got the shotgun.
Sailor has got the whatever he called it, just the handgun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he even said
because he showed him what he had earlier. Yeah. They go in, they yell at the guys and everything, and then I guess they got
Nicolas Cage screams for no reason.
Yeah,
right.
That was the first freak out.
Yep,
that was the best.
And then just out of nowhere,
but does he get the money? I don't think he gets the money even, does he? He just
no. He gets a bag of something.
Get a bag? Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, all the corn I could want.
And then just out of nowhere, Bobby just blasts the one guy.
Yeah,
the bank teller.
Yep,
and then not bank feed teller.
And
feed teller.
Yeah, and then Nick Cage loses it. He's like, I told you don't kill anybody. I told you. And then...
Oh, and also, while this is all going on, a cop pulls up.
And starts talking to the chick outside.
Right.
And then...
Who's in the getaway vehicle.
Yeah, and then when...
And then when he shoots that shot, the cop's like, you stay right there. He's like, yeah.
And she takes off.
Yeah,
she hits the cop. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Aggravated assault.
Yeah.
Hope she would have
So then Bobby shoots the two guys behind the counter.
Well, no, he shoots the one guy.
Right.
Then he faces Nick Cage, and Nick Cage is yelling at him. And that's when he's like, and you're going to get it too. And Nick Cage is like, well, not yet. And he goes to shoot Bobby. He pulls a trigger. No bullets.
Oh, it's blank. Yeah.
That's when he's like, you know what, Bobby Peru? Like, come at me like a real man type thing. Let's duke it out type thing.
Right.
And Bobby he's got that face. He's like, no, I'm just going to shoot you.
Right.
That's when the other feed guy...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Comes out and he's got a gun, and then Bobby goes and shoots him.
Yes.
And Nick Cage runs.
Yes. So then he runs outside, and the cop's like, fucking don't do that. Hit the deck.
Yeah.
And so Nick Cage lays down on the ground. And then Bobby goes outside, and the cop shoots him.
Like 5 or 6 times.
Right.
However many bullets he had.
So and this is the scene that I saw when I was at college, bringing it all back together. So this is the scene that I saw when I was younger. Yeah. So the guy gets shot, falls down, and
the barrel of the shotgun lands under his chin while he falls. Trigger goes off.
And his head just comes clean off. And just plop. Yep. So that's the scene that I saw when I was younger.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought for sure it'd be like the metal scene or something.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
that
metal.
Yeah.
I like it.
So he's dead.
Yes.
He's not coming back from that.
And then...
Oh, and during this part, they say the name of the movie.
Yes.
I was like so happy. I was just like, they said it. That's what it's called. They said the thing.
But then while Nick Cage is getting arrested, they cut back to inside the fucking feed store.
Yeah.
There's blood everywhere.
And
it's like Reservoir Dog style. There's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're like, and the one guy's like, oh, they'll be able to sew it back on. He's like, where's my hand?
Yeah.
Random dog.
A random just has the hand.
Runs off with the hand.
It didn't need to be. It made no sense.
It made me chuckle though.
Yeah. It was, Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I wrote this, but somebody at one point said the eagle flies on Friday.
Yeah, I forgot who said that, but I do remember.
But I remember it. I'm just like, I gotta start using that line just for random stuff like at work. Like something's got to get done. I'm like, the eagle flies on Friday, and just take off. And it's like, yeah, pretty much.
So then, Lula keeps baby.
Yeah, right, that's when Nick Cage goes to jail.
Oh, and this is also where we find out she had an abortion when she was younger, right?
Well, that was later, like earlier in.
Right, when she got diddled by her uncle.
By the one guy,
business partner guy,
Which they showed a little bit there too, like the tube and everything,
Yeah.
like doing business and whatever.
And at the police station, Lula has like one of those candy necklaces.
Yeah,
And watching it, I was like, oh, those are really unhygienic.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
like put in your mouth and then you just put it back. And
Well,
just
remember when
there.
Nick Cage gave it to her, and she's like, "I'm never gonna eat this."
And here's the other
And
thing.
if I do, I'll think of you.
And when he's like, it's got 40 different flavors.
Yeah.
Bullshit. It's
Bullshit.
one
Yeah.
flavor and
It
it just
is.
died a different
Yes.
color.
Exactly.
It's not even 40. It's probably 8.
It's one flavor.
No, good job.
Yeah.
Called him out 28 years later.
Yeah.
To show him.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
And
And that's when Lula's mom shows up.
Yes. With Santos or no?
Santos, yeah. And that's, because she shows up and she's like, oh, we're going to bring you back home. And she's like, but sailor, blah, blah. And then Santos is like, me and your mama were really worried. Like, your mama was worried about you. And so was I.
Oh, wait, fuck. We totally skipped over. We found out at some point that Nick Cage used to drive for Santos.
Yeah. Nick Cage drove for
And
Santos.
Santos actually doused gasoline.
Yeah, that's right.
The dad.
On Lula's mom.
Yeah, and-
Lula's dad.
Right.
And
And the mom was in on it too.
No, it wasn't the mom.
What?
It was the Bobby Prue's girlfriend. Because if you look,
Oh, the fishnets.
the fishnets, they both had the same
Oh, yeah,
fishnets.
you're right, you're right.
Yeah,
But I think the mom was in on it too,
well,
though.
the mom wanted it done. She
Right.
hired Santos because someone introduced them to Santos.
Right.
Yeah, that's when that happened, and that's when, that was we missed that, but it was like that was just a little part of it. And then back to the courthouse or the jail, wherever they were, the police station. That Santos is like, your mom was really worried about you. I was worried, and he goes to give her a hug, and she loses it because she knows that Santos was behind all of it, and she loses it when he hugs her, and he like squeezes her hard.
Yes.
It looks like it at least.
So Lula decides she's going to keep the baby. Sailor goes to jail.
Yeah, well, like I think 6 years.
It's 6 years. They have a very I just wrote 6 years.
Yeah, super specific.
Lula meets him at the train station.
Yes.
It seemed like it was like a train station.
Was there another thing though where the mom on the phone was telling Lula like,
Right.
"Oh,
That
don't
was
go."
before she goes. She's like, "Don't go," and like Lula, like she's like, "Okay, I'm in charge of my life now. If you try to keep me away, I'll rip your arms up by your sockets."
Right.
By
the roots.
By the roots is what she tells her mom. I
They're called veins, but
whatever,
we're all trees.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the mom just was like, "No." And I had a feeling like the mom was gonna get like, so Lula picks him up, and then they do the whole thing, and then that's when Nick Cage is like, "This is gonna work" type thing.
Right.
Yeah, and like he sees his son.
What's his son's name? Pace.
Oh yeah, Pace.
That's my question.
Yeah, and then so he's like it's weird, awkward because she stops the car.
Right.
She gets out and she's like, I need a minute or two.
Yes.
And he thinks it's because of him.
Yes.
And so he's like,
What was it actually about?
I think it was just the whole situation.
He's just overwhelmed.
Okay.
Yeah, overwhelmed.
Okay.
And so he is like, I'm sorry. He tells his son advice about like don't hang from a rope or something.
Yeah.
And then he leaves, walks away, and while he's walking back, that's when I thought it was the mom. Like that was her last ditch effort.
Oh yeah.
Because remember how she was still like no. So I figured, this is the mom's last ditch effort to stop Nicolas Cage. I'm like, this is it. And it was like a gang of people, like 12, 10 people surround Nicolas Cage.
One of them wearing a Metallica shirt.
And then
and then he's like, what all you fags want?
Yeah.
They don't like that.
They don't like it one bit.
So they beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, it seemed like they hit him a couple times, and that one dude just clocks him right in the face.
Right in the kisser.
Yeah, and then he gets knocked down.
Right. And then
David Lynch.
Yep.
the Good Witch, the
Good Witch from Wizard of Oz shows up.
The Good Witch of the East, I believe.
Yeah, well, whoever.
Glenda.
Yeah, the Good Witch.
She's like, you're meant to be.
Yeah, don't leave love. Don't do this. Yeah, go back. And then he wakes up. And they're all people are still standing there.
Yeah, all the gang is still just like hanging out.
I'm sorry for calling you gentlemen homosexuals.
Yes, which made me chuckle. I'm not sorry for calling y'all homosexual.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then the one guy's like, "Are you done?" And I didn't understand that. Are you done? They're the ones that picked the fight.
Right.
So how is he what's he done? And then
I'm pretty sure they would have beat him up even if he if he did or didn't call him.
And then he freaked out. I think that's why they might have just left him alone because of that. Because he's just like, "I gotta thank you, the good witch told me," and they're just like,
"You're fucking nuts."
Yeah, he takes off.
Right.
He starts jumping on cars.
Right.
Just boom, boom, boom. Finally finds
Lula.
And then he's like looking at her, and he does the Elvis.
Yep.
Like the point, and she's like, "Oh," and then gets up, and then they hug, and then she looks over. Just thinking of
well, that and it cuts to the mom, or no, it cuts to Lula's place, but there's a picture frame of her mom that's on.
She's the Wicked Witch.
Hold on, I almost forgot the scene where she's yelling at the mom, but the mom's not actually there, so she throws the water
Yes.
at the mom's picture.
Yeah.
It's like, take that. I'm like, oh, God, that's weird.
But when they reunite, Lula back at home, she has a picture frame of her mom.
Yeah.
And when they reunite, the picture just disappears.
Yeah.
And
Like remember Wizard of Oz when the water hits the Wicked Witch and she just melts?
Yeah.
The same thing. The picture melted.
Or on Hell's Kitchen, like when a chef gets eliminated and it's like,
yeah.
what's also?
Oh, God. Now, do you guys, I don't know when this happened. I know it was at the end, but did you guys see the guy in the wheelchair?
I don't know if I did.
It was the same guy at the dance that was dancing with Lula.
Wait, where was it?
It was like right at the end. I think it was just a guy rolling. You know how he just throws people in to do things? It was just a guy thrown in a wheelchair. It was the guy. Looked just like him. Looked just like the guy that did. He was in a wheelchair. Like, I don't know what happened to him. He's got his own story, his own movie.
Side story. And then the movie ends with Nick Cage singing Love Me Tender.
Yeah, he sings Love Me Tender because he said he would only sing Love Me Tender to who he was going to marry or his wife, basically. Right. And then when he started singing it to her, she's just like, she flips out. Yeah. So
that's how it ends.
How it ends.
Some trivia. We already talked about the fact that snakeskin jacket was actually Nicolas Cage's. He wore it as a tribute to Marlon Brando's role in The Fugitive Kind.
Okay.
After filming, he gave it to Laura Dern. We already talked about the fact that Wilem Dafoe actually peed in that non-functioning toilet. Laura Dern broke her no nudity clause for this film, stating she felt comfortable with director Lynch.
That's a phrase I don't think
I know.
I want you to be naked.
I know David Lynch was not their first choice.
To direct it?
Mm-hmm. I read that too. He was their second or after.
The film was completed one day before it debuted at the 1990 Cannes Film Festival.
Jeez.
After the screening, it received...
How would you like to be that fucking editor?
Finish it!
Fuck.
Yeah, no way.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, in 1990? So this was shot on film.
Yeah.
So someone's like editing this on film.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Some guy just pouring sweat.
At the festival, it received wild cheering from the audience. Let's see. When the jury president announced Wild at Heart as the Palme d'Or, how do you pronounce that? Palmore? Whatever. When he announced it as the winner at the awards ceremony, the boos almost drowned out the cheers. Good God. Roger Ebert was not a fan. And this fact was insane. So the cast includes 4 people that were nominated for Oscars, but only one of them actually won an Oscar. So I'll let you guys guess. So, I'll tell you right now who is nominated. So obviously it's basically everyone who stars in this movie. It's Wilem Dafoe, Diane Ladd, Laura Dern, Nicolas Cage. So all 4 of them were, throughout their careers, have been nominated for an Oscar, but only one of them has won an Oscar. Who is that person?
It's probably the person who I don't know.
You said Laura Dern, not Laura Dern.
It's Diane Ladd.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with her.
I say her or Wilem Dafoe.
Nicolas Cage.
What? What did he win an Oscar for?
I don't know.
Did he get one for
because he deserves it?
Oh my gosh.
Nicolas Cage Oscar. We'll see if that actually comes up with something. Best actor for Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh,
which we have not reviewed yet, but that came out in 1996.
Oh, soon.
6 years away.
Yeah. You guys have to wait 6 years for that one.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, that's all the trivia I have for this one.
Wow. Neato.
Okay. Christopher, would you recommend it?
No.
Brendan.
I'd say only watch this if you like David Lynch's other movies.
Yeah.
So if you like David Lynch and you haven't seen this, watch it.
If you like, weird artsy films.
Yeah, weird art. Yeah, go ahead and watch it. If that's not your cup of tea, just pass this one by.
I would say if you're in on a Thursday night, you got some comfy pants on, and you do a bunch of meth. You know what? I recommend this.
Oh boy.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Why?
It's just because it's odd enough to keep your attention.
Yeah. Well, and I will give that. It's not your like
It doesn't drag.
It's not your cookie cutter formulaic Hollywood movie that I feel like is more common nowadays. Like it's very unique. It's its own thing.
Yeah. Yeah, if you like weird stuff, watch it. If weird stuff isn't your thing, watch something else.
So, and I guess my potential last question for you guys is like, obviously, so like the Good Witch coming at the very end is very fucking weird.
Yeah.
So, but like, I'm now trying to think, was there, like, does this follow the plot line of Wizard of Oz?
No, it doesn't, because I kept track.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I kept track. It didn't.
Okay.
They did, like, the road they were driving on when they left was the yellow brick road.
Yeah, they said that.
Like, certain people were certain things, but all it was just references to Wizard of Oz. There wasn't any...
Isn't there, like, parallels or... There's no Wicked Witch?
Well, the mom was the Wicked
is.
Witch. Like, it'd be like certain people played, like, certain characters.
Yeah.
But they weren't, like... If you didn't mention anything about...
Does the movie sync up with Pink Floyd?
It does. It does.
I wish you were telling the truth right now.
But you have to take the last half of it, play that backwards first.
Well, that sounds like a lot of work.
And then take the first half, and then play the last half of the first
I gotta
last.
I gotta lay down.
Okay, so there you go.
And you have to play it off the record, not the CD.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
On 45 RPM speed.
Yes, exactly. 45.3 RPMs. It won't work because that's
I don't think it works that way, but
stupid stuff.
All right, that'll do it for this episode. I don't know what our next movie is.
I can tell you right now, we got a van for 5 seconds.
And more importantly, eat your vitamins.
Yeah. I was just about to say.
Oh.
How do you feel about the beer?
It's all right. I found out that Backwoods Bastard is going to be available all year long.
Fantastic.
I was wearing
What
that shirt.
is
I was
that?
wearing that's Founders also. I was wearing the shirt in one of the episodes.
Oh. And what's it called?
Backwoods Bastard.
And what's special about it?
It used to be seasonal. It's a stout, I believe.
Backwoods. If you like cheap beer, the taste of it.
Right.
If you like lagers.
Here's the thing.
Lagers.
It's not bad.
No,
but
it's not
if I'm going
bad.
to drink a cheap beer, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Buy a piece of
Hams.
Pabst.
Pabst or hams.
Yeah, or hams. Yeah.
But dude, I've been on a hams kick lately.
I was actually I saw a concert a couple weeks ago, and they had
Bruce Springsteen. Are you trying to bring up that you saw Bruce Springsteen in New York?
It was down in Chicago. I saw. I forgot who I saw. Anyways, they let's see now. I need to see who I saw.
Seesaw.
They had hams on tap at the bar.
Wow,
Was
I didn't even know that's a thing.
Yeah, I was shocked. I'm like, hams on tap. Like, who has hams on tap? But they did. Well, Chicago.
Right.
So, that makes sense.
But usually it's PBR on tap.
Oh, yeah. Usually it is. I honestly, Dave House.
Oh, that's the band?
AJ. No, his name.
Oh,
Dave House. Yeah, he's punk music.
Right.
He's like, he did, he's in the Falcon with Brendan Kelly, Dan Adriano. There, yeah.
Right.
Which, it was a great show. So
Right.
shout out to Dave House. Great show. I really loved it.
You say shout out to Dave House?
Shout out to Dave House. Great show.
This next jam is dropping.
Yeah. It was really good. So, there we go.
Christopher, what's the next movie?
Next movie is so next. Okay, let's see. We just finished Wild at Heart. So in 1991 is Zandali.
What the fuck is
Zandali came out in 1991. It is a erotic thriller.
Oh, boy.
man.
Shot entirely in New Orleans. So we're going back there.
Did you get nostalgic at all?
A little bit, actually. Just the ironworks on the buildings and
Right.
stuff. I was like, oh, yeah.
One of the main restaurants that you could see was a Benihana. I'm like, really?
I wonder how much they paid.
Not related to that question, but Zandali released straight to video. So,
Great.
we did not go over the. Hold on.
Oh, the box office?
Yeah. Wow, man.
Very nice.
I'm going to guess it didn't do well.
David Lynch, though,
I'm gonna
well
get-
known.
I was going to say.
Right.
I
I'm going to guess the budget was huge, and it did not.
I don't think it covered its budget, but I think it made a decent amount.
I think it barely covered its budget.
You think so?
Do you want me to tell you what the budget was for some of his other movies to help you?
Just tell. Well, yeah. What was his budget? Just tell me the budget.
Budget was $10 million.
Oh,
I say made 12. 15.
I say
15.
15-1.
$1, Bob.
No, 18 million. I say 18 million.
In North America, it made 14.6 million.
Wow.
You like
Nice
that?
guy.
How about that, Mapples?
Yeah.
It didn't say worldwide,
Yeah,
just
it's
North
fine,
America.
that's
It doesn't matter. This is America.
All right, you have some inner conflict going on. You gotta get you got it's like cereal. You gotta pour the milk on it. Dr. Phil.
65% on Rotten Tomatoes, 52 on Metacritic.
All right. Okay. That'll do it for this episode.
Right.
We will see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bibbidi boop.
There it is.